Matt, first league game of the season, disappointing result in the end. Some industrious first half, but the second half just went a little bit pear-shaped.
Yeah, slightly, that's one way of putting it. I think the game probably turned and got away from us from after when Rochdale had a man sin binned. We lose the ball from that first carry, and after that the game just drifted away from us. We came up with some dumb plays. Got to be honest, some dumb plays. And all that good work that we put in the first half in periods were just wasted, and the game just sort of drifted to I suppose an inevitable conclusion, you could say.
Got off to a bright start with a try fairly early on for Richie Barnett, and he could have had a possibility of another one not long after that, and we seem to be creating a lot of problems down that our left, but in the second half nothing really seemed to get created particularly. It was a lot of effort but no real end product coming out of it. Yeah, and that's when you need your decision makers, your key players to grab hold of the game and just knock some sets out, not necessarily to score some points, but just build a way back into the game. And we didn't do that. We were 10 points down with 25 minutes to go, I think it was, and we come up with a convoluted chip kick in the middle that we lose possession from, and they get a penalty and then go and score, and from then the game just drifted away, and that left edge of ours in the first half looked $1 million, didn't it? And Jake Normanton's a real handful, and Muffy and Jimmy out there, and Richie finished the first try very well. Should definitely have finished that second one. It would have a relatively simple chance, and games, the flow of the game's changed by that. If we go another score up there, who knows? Rochdale are under pressure, and the game could have been different. You got a couple of serious looking injuries. I'm not sure whether they're as bad as they look, but people coming off on crutches. You got Ben Crane that you lost fairly early on in the game, yeah. And then Danny Ansell. How are they, and what are the injuries? The physio seems to think it's a foot injury, but Ben's saying his ankle, so it's obviously somewhere in his lower leg. That looks pretty nasty at the moment. Danny's gone over on his ankle, which again is pretty swollen at the moment and sore. So we'll have to assess them during the week. We also lost Mickey Haley with his shoulder. He did that in the first half, but fair play to him. He put his hand up to go back on there in the second half, but it just wasn't going to happen for him. So he's a bit of a concern as well. So we need to have a look at that. So did that disrupt the play in the second half, and you got too many people in that were out of position?
Yeah, possibly. It definitely had an effect. I'm not saying it was the cause of what happened, but it definitely had an effect. We had to move Danny Williams obviously out pretty early from the middle to cover Ben Crane to play in the back row, which then gives us a man less in our rotations in the middle. And then when we lost Mickey as well, obviously we've then one fit man on the bench for probably 25 minutes, which affects those middles, and they have to work even. Now, Matty Carbot, I thought, did an absolute sterling job. Played, I would have thought probably 60 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer. Worked his socks off, and that's what he'll do for us. He'll be a great asset for us going forward, hopefully. But I think that the injuries had an effect, but they weren't necessarily the cause.
We knew that the season was going to get off to a tough start because we've already had York and we've had Barrow, Rochdale, all teams that we know of that are traditional teams that are going to be there or thereabouts. We've got Barrow away next week, and then Keighley, and it's a lot of fixtures with no real respite, isn't it, that's coming up.
Well, that's rugby league, isn't it? If you want respite, go play balls or go play something that you play once a month. Yeah, you're going to come up against the tough teams, and we have got a tough start. But I think that's good for us. I think it'll stand us in good stead for the remainder of the season. Obviously, the injuries and stuff are going to test our squad, and Rochdale will be up at that top end of the table, as will Barrow and Keighley will as well. And hopefully, we can get some points out of these games, and we can be up there with them as well. I certainly don't think there's anything to fear particularly. If we can put longer extended period to play together where we can build pressure, we'll be a match for anybody in this league.
Alright, well, we'll look forward to Barrow next week and another long journey, and let's see how we progress with that. Thank you very much.
Cheers.